channel, guys. Let me show you how to do the knee bar. So I went ahead and placed the knee bar in with two 2x4s. Make sure that it's in there tight, that you get it wedged in, and then that's gonna push your dashboard. You want to get it to push up so that the seam lines on the top here are very close to where they need to be. I'll show you on this side. Let me see if I have better lighting. You can see here how my seam lines are in there. So, you know, this dashboard just needs to be just like that. Like, see if you can see. But that we're gonna adjust with the screws on the side. But you can see here, I have two 2x4s on the bottom, pushing it up. You're gonna need two people to get this knee bar exactly where it needs to be. As you can see, I still have a little bit of play there. So I gotta keep trying to get it in position. Once you get it in position, you wanna make a little template as far as where your screws are gonna be. So I can see here that my screws are gonna be somewhere here. So on this side, I have an issue because my screws are gonna be somewhere over here, okay? So looking at where my knee bar is, I'm probably somewhere here, probably where this door is, so that's a problem. But I could probably get that one screw there and then maybe get the other one that goes here. Screwed in, that's why the fenders are off. So this will probably be like a 4-inch screw going through this frame, through this A-pillar frame. The other one is probably like a 2.5 inch, and then you gotta seal that. So I don't have any holes here besides these little ones here from trying to mount something on this side of the wall, which I gotta fill. But this side got jacked up because when we did it the first time, we didn't know we had to take the fenders off. These are temporary screws right now. I ran down to the hardware store, but we had made holes because we were gonna use rib nuts. Those were the holes in the wrong spot. These are where they need to be. So as you can see on this template, you can see the screws in the bottom, the screws there. So I'm gonna run over to the hardware store, and what these do is like where the knee bar is, because there's gonna be another hole here. This is where the screws go that it slides in and slides out. So when you bolt it in, the knee bar slides into that and you just tighten it up. Make sure you put washers in here. These are just temporary right now. I was just using them to hold me in. So now I'm gonna go run down to the hardware store and pick up the correct size for this, and then pick up the correct size for the other side. Once I get the knee bar in, then I should be able to go ahead and mount my fenders. The local hardware store, picking up some bolts. I picked up some 2.5 inch, picked up some 3 inches, some 4 inches, and some 4.5 inches, and a drill bit. So this is what I think I need, some washers to get this job done. So let's head back to the shop and get this knee bar going. Hardware store, I went ahead and installed the knee bar. So as you can see, I had 2x4s holding it up. You gotta put a lot of pressure in here. I'm not 100% perfect here. I just gotta get my dash aligned now. Just bring it up a little bit. I'm gonna do that by securing a post up here so you can see. But that is solid now. I got 2 bolts on that side, 2 bolts on this side. So I just gotta get this lined up a little bit. Now I could work on the upper part of the dash. And that's what we're doing now. If you guys got a dashboard out and you see how you get all this cardboard stuff, I still get a little bit of that. But what I did is that when I had it out, I took resin from fiberglass and then I resined the whole inside so that I could harden the dash. Might be best to resin these. Like you can see, I didn't really resin these, but I probably should have. But resin your whole dash before you put it in to make it harder. Like this piece broke off. I might have to fix that, which I have somewhere. But got the knee bar in. Okay, now I could get this in place. You know, boom. That'll be in place. I could get that going. But I got a little gap here, but you know, not the easiest thing because I had to cut some metal that was there and some metal that was there from the old knee bar. But let me show you how it looks outside. It's not easy to line up the holes, but what I did figure out that it's best to, when you get your knee bar there and you're right here on the seam line, is to actually take a drill bit and drill through and create your own holes, not try to go through the slides. Create your own holes, then it's gonna be tighter. So I got a bolt here that I cut, and I'm gonna be able to tack weld that, fill that in with that bolt there. You know, I'm gonna tack weld and I'm gonna fill all this up. And then I got this bolt here that's kind of loose right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and tack weld that in. So this is my bolt. This is my bolt for my knee bar. This is loose to tack weld. That's loose. That's cut off right there, so I could tack weld that and fill that hole in. Okay. Now on the other side, did the same thing. You can see I missed a spot. Again, that's gonna happen to me, so I gotta fill these 2 holes, but that's done, that's done. This is where I was able to get here, so I didn't have to go here. I got some little holes I gotta fill there, but knee bar's in, fully tightened. So you can see my gap line is pretty much gone here. Now I just gotta pick up the dash and that should be good to go. So that's in. Gonna go ahead and put the fenders in. Now, like I've been saying before, that's how you do the stuff with the knee bar. Hopefully this part helps you out. But what I did notice is that when I got it in there and I'm able to shoot 1 screw in there, even if you hit your knee bar and you're like, oh, I missed it, just keep going through with a drill bit, and just, it's best to just make your own screw, which I should have done to begin with, then I wouldn't have all these bullet holes, but then you could just tighten it up and you know it's more secure and it ain't gonna move on you. As far as my master cylinder goes, that's still a Momentum one, but I went on Tech 53 today, and for $99.99, $100 US, you could get a 22 millimeter master cylinder from Tech 53. They answer the phone. Okay, a guy named Frank there answers the phone. So most likely I have an issue with this Momentum one because it's squishy. So I'm gonna try to bleed it one more time, and if it fails, boom, that sucker's coming out. What a waste of money. I emailed them, they still haven't emailed me back. So now I'm gonna head over to Tech 53, get one from them, slap that sucker in, then I should be good to go. And then I gotta respray the booster when I pull that sucker out. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cleaning these corners up so I could put my fenders on. I gotta try to align these wheels before I put my fenders on, try to get them straight, and get this dashboard back together. That's what I'm gonna work on now. So let me work on getting this dash back together, and I'll be right back. Just still the same video, but let me turn on the light. Went ahead and got everything installed. I'm gonna go ahead and remake this so I can get a shifter, get a gauge in here, but I'm also gonna 3D print this because this thing is loose. So I already took the measurements for that, so I'm gonna go ahead and 3D print this. I got the buttons for that. But I got this in here. I got the knee bar in, my radio's in. This is a Bose radio, as you can see. And then I hooked it up to the rear defogger, so when I hit that switch, these LEDs turn on, which I'm gonna zip tie underneath. I have them underneath the seats too. That's just a light for the doors. And then you can see my pod speaker right here. I got to install the other one right here. I took it out. But this is just on here because I haven't put the screw on here. But my gauges, let me turn on the keys. You can see my vents are working, you can hear it. And then go ahead and shut that off. See, my gauges are on down here. And that one's on. My radio's on. Yes, I got Apple CarPlay right here. And then check this out. Look where I put the mic. I drilled a little hole in this little blank plate, and I got the little mic right in here. And then my hazard lights are this one, and this just turns on my auxiliary. And then check this out, the eject button. I got this on Amazon. You can find that. My ashtray, I gotta go ahead and just respray that. This is secured now to the knee bar. I gotta put these buttons in. Here's one. I gotta find where the other one is somewhere, but I got that installed. So what I'm doing now is I got a new boot, which you've probably seen before in the video, but I didn't have the little ring that went underneath, so I found a used one on eBay. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the shift knob and go ahead and put that in. I already took care of the shifter, so you have to lock this in. There's a video from Diesel Geek, so that's good now. All my gears are going in nice and tight. Of course, I gotta redo this part right there, but that's what I'm gonna do now. So knee bar's in, super tight, super secure. I haven't put on my fenders yet because I got to tack weld these things and then caulk it. But I'm done here. I ordered, like I said, another master cylinder from Tech 53. They're telling me that on my rear brakes, which is this line and this one, that I got to put the proportionate valves back on. So I'm going to go ahead and put those back on, rebleed them, and see where I get from there. Then I just go ahead and put all this stuff back together. And before I put the fenders on too, I'm gonna wanna try to align these wheels a little bit because they're out of whack. This wheel you can see is turning this way, right? Now when you look over here, this one's straight. So there's my problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that before I do put the fenders back on so that this way I could go for a drive. So that is the installation on how to do a knee bar. Hopefully this video helps you. You don't make the mistakes that I did, but I got it in. You can see it's right here on the seam line, which is kind of crazy. But if you got a welder, you could do that. And then you can see how I did the boot. So ordered this boot on eBay. It's real leather. And then I found a cheap boot that was all destroyed, but I needed the ring. So that's what I used, was the ring. So now I could go ahead and boom, slap this on here. This is from Black Forest. This handle right here, my boy gave this to me. I got another one. So good looking out. And that's kind of where we're at. You can see the radio. Radio's boom, tuner. Getting there, almost there, guys. Almost there, bro. Hope you enjoyed the video. And you can see that I'm slowly coming. My next video, I'll be having the fenders back on and this alignment pretty good to go. And hopefully my brakes work. And then I just got to make sure that my latch actually works. I never tested that yet, just to make sure that that closes and that I can open it from the inside. All right, guys. But I'm not. So cleaned up the bottom, got my speaker in, got my OBD in right here, got my latch opener here to open up the hood, got the boot in. As you can see, I gotta just tape this right here. That controls my lights underneath the seats. So if you can see, I could hit this light button right, I think it's this one. You can see how that changes. Change to red, yellow. I'm more of a blue type of guy. So that's how I'm gonna keep it. These work great for nighttime, you know, because I got blue gauges and the blue over there, and then these gauges are gonna be blue. I ordered these lights from Poland, so I'm waiting for those to come in, but the radio's in. I don't have it all the way flushed in. I gotta fix some of the back wiring. So that's it, man. Just gotta clean her up, but she's all vacuumed up. Just wanted to show you. We're almost done here. So I gotta wrap this wire in, glue these panels in, a couple little details, but finally, almost done here. It's taken a long time to get to this point, but kind of proud of myself. And I want to give a shout out to my brother for helping me out, just troubleshooting a bunch of stuff and helping me finishing it up here. All right, man. So here we are. Gotta get these back on. I'm just waiting to do these, and then I could get these on and then hopefully go for a drive. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel for more to come.